So I don't know if you guys can hear me now. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please put it in the comments. I'm trying to check if you can hear me, but wait. Let me just double check real quick. I'm trying to check if you can hear me, but okay, you can hear me. Oh, Lord. I have made like half of this video with no volume. I'm just going to delete that. But yes, I'm glad that you can hear me now. Okay, so this is the placement I was trying to show in the previous video. I'm just going to repeat some of the parts because in that you couldn't really hear me and I didn't figure it out on time. But so I'm using this product which is from Clemylux Cosmetics. It is the Beyond Flawless Concealer. Please, if you join, you're welcome. I started this look in another video, but you couldn't hear me, so now I fixed that. And thanks to you for letting me know in the comment section. So let me know in the comment section any questions you have, and I'll be glad to answer you. So I'm using this concealer from Clemylux. It is full coverage, and I'm using it in the color Hazel, and I have placed it already, and I just left it to sit for a little bit before I would now go blend it. Before blending it, I am already, or I'm going to tell you guys again because I said it in the previous video, but obviously you couldn't hear me. So what I like about it is you do not need a lot. Like a little goes a long way. So when I just open it and pull it out, the product on it, I could even remove some of it, but this would go under my eye. This is what I use under my eye, on my eyelid, on the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my chin, like everywhere you need to highlight. I use just this one pump, I would say, and it's enough because a little goes a long way. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with my Clemylux sponge to blend. I started blending already, but good thing I had to take a little break to fix the mic problem, and that helped me let this sit on here for a while. So I'm just going to use a setting spray and spray it a little bit because it's been sitting here for more than 2 minutes. That should help make the blending easier. And I'm going to use my Clemylux One Face Cut sponge, and I'm just going to gently continuously tap 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 on this. Thank you. So just gently tap 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 tap. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the live comment section. So can you see that my dark circle is starting to disappear? Okay, and when you do your concealer, you want to not move your face a lot, because the more you move, especially if you have creases like me, it starts creasing. So that is what I am pretty much doing here. You know, gently tap. I look up so that I can get right in, like under my eye. So the more you tap, the more it blends. So you don't want to blend it out completely. You want it to have the coverage. So you can see how covered it's looking so far. And if you are here, please like the video, click on the like button. Okay, thank you. So I am just going to continue blending here at the top. You can see I'm just doing gentle tapping motion, and that is it. Okay, now to make this to look, to stay in place, because I mean, I know people who will do their makeup like this and go out like this, but if you do not set this with the powder, it is going to move. So this is where another trick comes in. So I'm going to use a pressed powder first. And this is a pro tip: if you do this, your under eye is going to stay covered the whole day, okay? 24 hours, 48 hours even. So you have your concealer, you go in with a powder puff like this, and you go into a pressed powder. So I go in with a pressed powder of my shade, or a little bit lighter, and I just press, 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 and then, to set it. And that is the same thing I would do on the other side. We're going to, press it into the product, into the concealer. So this is what will set it, okay? And then after setting it, you can later on bake if you want. If you bake directly on the wet product, it's definitely going to be cakey. It's going to easily get cakey, and we do not want that. So this is the trick. After you put your concealer, you blend, you set, then you bake. So we have put the concealer, we blended it, now we are setting it. Just pressing this in, we're setting it, and after setting, we are going to bake. So I'm just going to set on here also. I'm just going to set everywhere I put the concealer. No. Okay, so now that that is set, I am going to move forward and do the rest of the face, which is the highlight, the blush, and everything. So I'm going to go in with contour first. So I'm going to use a darker foundation, which I have here. It is darker than my skin tone, so I am going to use it as my contour. And yeah, one sec, where is my contour brush? My contour brush is right here. So I'm just going to go back with the same brush that I used for my concealer. It's a little bit darker, so maybe you might not see the difference. It's almost my skin tone, but I'm going to go over it with a powder. So you want to go with something dark enough, and this is darker but not as dark as I thought. It's a new product. This is the first time I'm trying it, so yeah, I thought it was going to be darker, but yes, I'm just going to blend it with my brush here, and I'm going to go in with a blush. So today I'm going to use a liquid blush, then a powder blush, which is a trick, which is very, very good. It makes your look looks a little bit more like skin, I would say. So when you use cream products and then powder product, it just comes out like perfect, like chef's kiss. So I'm going to be using this cream blush here, and I'm going to use the bottom of my sponge and just tap into the product like this, and tap into the skin like this. So it's starting to put back some color into the skin, and that's what you want. You don't want to look like a wall. Okay, that was a lot. And I'm just going to blend it. And it's not a problem if it touches like a little bit of the concealer, so don't worry about that. So I just use the excess or the leftover and pull it. This helps to put the look together. So now we're going to move on to baking. So I said you put your concealer, you blend, you set, you bake. So I have blended, I have set, and now it's time to bake. So to bake, I'm going to go in with the Clemylux Beyond Flawless Translucent Powder here, and it is 18 hours long lasting, waterproof, silky and weightless. Okay, so I'm going in with the color white sand. They actually come in two shades, the white sand and the golden sand. So I'm going to use white sand because it's way lighter than my skin tone, and it has more of a banana shade. I'm going to use this to bake. So I just tapped a little bit of the product into the cover here. I'm going to use the same powder puff I used earlier and just tap, and I have a lot of the product here, and I'm just going to put it in the under eye. Oh, it touched the nose, but doesn't matter. We're going to fix that. So put it in the under eye. So right, so I have put it and I'm going to let it sit a while. Okay, so I'll let it sit for a few what seconds, few minutes, and while it's baking, so this is a part you call baking, when you put this extra powder and you let it sit, set into the skin. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let it sit here for a while. So while it's sitting, I might as well go in and do a little eye makeup, and no, just wait for it to set a little bit. And for the eyes, I am going to go in with some neutral shades, maybe a little orangey, because I'm planning to wait, my palettes are down here, give me a sec. So I have two palettes here which I plan to use. So I'm going to now just get the palettes real quick. Give me a second. I know when you're doing this live, sometimes things don't go as planned, okay? So I'm just going to quickly, give me a second. Give me a second here, right here. Um, I'm just doing the last check of the volume. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Well, let's move on. So I'm going to do the eyes real quick. I'm going to use a brown from a palette I love. Where is my brush? Okay, so I'm going to use the brush I always use for my base here. So a brown, I love to use brown as my, like, I like call it a base color, because it just makes everything else like work better. And I'm going for the simplest look. This is like my go-to look. So yeah, see, just that has made like a huge difference already. So I'm just going to now put a skin tone color on top of this, which is the brown that matches my skin exactly. And same thing here. And because of the concealer I put before, the eyeshadow is just gripping on and staying on. Okay, so I want a little shimmery. I'm going to use this same brush and get a shimmer color. Maybe I should just use one from this same pack. And oh, I touched the wrong color. 1 second. So if you are here, leave me a comment, give me a like, okay? Thank you, I appreciate. So I'm going to use this yellow color that reminds me of Trophy Wife. And I'm just going to lightly touch it and apply it here. So it just gives me that little color and shine. You see the difference of this eye and this eye? I don't know if you can see the difference, but I can see it. So I'm just going to do the same, like just slightly touch it. You see this little bitty product here, and that is what I'm just going to lightly put here. Okay, so we have that, and I think that should be it for the eyes. I'm going to go into a black eyeshadow and line my eye. That is like a eyeliner trick I do have, because when you use the liquid eyeliner and you make a mistake, you have to go through so much trouble to fix it. But then if it's an eyeshadow, I can easily pivot into a smoky eye or something. So I'm going to use the flat side of this brush, go into the black eyeshadow, super black eyeshadow, and I am just going to give myself a little wing, like a little eye extension here. Like, I don't even want it to be a lot. You see, it just gives me a little bit of a cat eye. See that? A little bitty of a cat eye. The leftover, I'll just do the same to the other side. And I think the other side didn't come out as good. A little bit more. If not, I'll just blend it and turn this into a smoky eye. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit more here so it matches the other side. And I'm going to check the mirror for a sec and see. Okay, it's giving. All right, so we have the eye, and now we are going to just dust off the excess because we have baked enough. We've been baking now for like 5 minutes. So I'm just going to use this is my powder brush. So it's a little bit of a flat, it's like higher here and lower on the sides, and that is what works best for me. And we're just going to start tapping out the excess, or just brushing off the excess little strokes. And just like this, your under eye is gone. Let me look at the mirror. Yep, I can see that some of the blush kind of stained here, but we're going to fix that. So all I'm going to do is go back into my pressed powder, which is a little bit closer to my skin tone, and use the same brush, and I'm just going to tap on these parts where the blush touched a little bit. 1 second. I'm just going to do the same on this side. You just add the coverage. And then I'm going to smoke my under eye a little bit so it match the rest of the look. And I'm going to use the same brush I used, just whatever was left on it, and I look up and just smudge it there. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so it kind of makes the look come together better. So now, to make all of this blend is where I will go in with the powder product. So first things first, I am going to use my contour powder and my contour brush here. Tap into it, and we are going to bring it up. And then Okay, so to make the contour look good, I'm going to just use my powder puff here. Used the golden sand from Clemylux in the shade golden sand. That is a bit closer to my skin tone. Just get a little bit of the product. It's very translucent, like super translucent. And you see immediately it gives me that shape. So I'm just getting just a little bit of the product, and that was not enough. Let me get more. So this powder actually comes with its own powder puff. This is just me preferring to use the triangle one I got, but I could actually just use the powder puff that came with the powder. And yeah, so now that is a golden sand, and I'm just going to let it sit there while I do my blush and highlighter. So to fix or make this look come together, one sec. To make this look come together, I'm just going to use a powder blush on top of the other blush we did before, and I'm going to use my blush brush, tap into my powder blush and blend. It's crazy how I can do this look in 10 to 20 minutes, and I can do the same look for 1 hour. Okay, yeah, the blush is blushing. 1 second, let me check here again. Feel like this orange blush is popping a little bit too much here, so going to try to fix that. And another thing, another trick in this type of situation is also to use a setting spray. And I want to cover my eyes here. 1 second. Okay. So let it set a little bit. So while that is setting, I'm going to use the leftover of the blush brush to blend the forehead here. We do not want any harsh lines. And another thing I do is I will use some of this on the bridge of my nose here. It just makes the look come together. And here. Okay, so while that is setting, I'm just going to now take off the excess. And it's giving, okay? I need to stop saying it's giving, but it is. Okay, so I spread a little bit much here, so it's taking more time to dry. And I just realized I forgot to contour my nose, so we're going to do that. For the nose contour, I'm going to, for the first time, use my eyeshadow brush, just make it a little more precise. Go in with the contour powder. So you want to follow this part of your eye and follow it down. That will give you a good orientation or template of how to contour. All right, now that I did that, I'm going to now just go in with the same contour brush I used, and I'm just going to tap into it and try to blend it. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to look in the mirror. Looking good. So moving on to a little bit of highlighter. I'm not big on highlighter like that anymore, but a little bit doesn't hurt, and it does help to complete the look. So I'm just going to go in with this powder, tap just a little bit, this brush I mean, tap just a little bit of the product. You can see here I even remove the excess because I don't want it to be too much. Look at that shine. Let's do the other side, a little bitty. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my finger here a little bit, and then the underbrow. I don't know if you guys still do this, but I do, and it does make a mini difference, but yeah. Okay, so this is me coming closer for you to see the look better, but I am loving it. We're just going to put some mascara to finish up this look, and so a little bit of mascara here, and we are almost done. Oh, it dropped on my face. Oops. I'm using my screen as my mirror, so this is a challenge. Okay, under eye. Okay, so this can just become a beauty spot. Okay, I'm just trying to try to pick that up. Okay, see, with a small easy touch, and I got it. All right, this is the look, and yeah, 1 second. I'm going to go in with my contour brush here at the bottom to just, and then my powder brush to blend this because we do not want any hash lines. And this is giving. Let me fix this. No, this is better. So this is the final look. I'm just going to go in with my setting spray here. Let me look in the mirror a little bit. Yeah, 1 second. I would love to fix this. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I would love to fix it. I did not put anything on my powder puff, and I am just gently tapping here to see if I can take off some of the orange blush I used before. But that's what happens when cream and powder products mix. Okay, this is a live demonstration, okay, of how what happens. It mixes and it's a bit difficult to fix, but we got this. So now it's a little bit manageable. Another thing I can do is just add some more powder on it, and I'm just going to go back in with my pressed powder then and try to fix this here. I just don't want it to look orange. I want it to look my skin tone, so that is what I am doing. Sorry, I have to look in the mirror to fix this. All right, and you can see it looks better. And we're just going to blend that because we do not want any hash lines. Like, hash lines are a no-go. So I'm just going to dip into my blush and then come to these places where there might be some hash lines. Same thing on the other side. Just a little bit of blush, just a little bitty. And the setting spray makes a huge difference. Okay, so after I set this up, the whole look comes together better because it already looks good. And if I step out right now, my face is popping, is giving, okay, but then under this light, the light is a lot, so you're like, oh, maybe the under eye is too light. No, it's not. I'm just going to set this, and I will try to see if I can show you guys in my normal light, because right now obviously I'm using a studio light, but I'm going to like show you guys. Let me just spray my setting spray and we will be done with this look. So the reason I cover my eyes is you don't want to put the setting spray on the eyeshadow because sometimes it will spoil your look, it will mattify it, it will not look as good. But sometimes it depends, you know, when you want your look to look really perfect, so you cover. If you don't care, then just spray. For today, I'm just going to cover a little bit and then spray. Okay, so wait for that to dry. I actually have a fan, but I don't know where it is. Okay, so I'm not doing a lip look today, but I have a little bit of lip balm on, so I'm good. So I'm just coming close here to show you guys the look, and I'm going to turn off this light so that you guys can see the look in a normal room light setup. So give me a second here. Let me turn off this light. One sec, where is it? Wait, here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so in a normal room, which is, well, this is a bit dark, but this is what it's looking like. It's still looking super good, or maybe even better, okay? But this is the look. I'm going to turn on the light again, and this time we are just going to reduce its intensity. Oh, yes. So we're just going to reduce the intensity here. Wait, I think I'm just making it worse. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, so now, you know, so it all depends on the light setup, but this is the final look. I came on here to show you guys how to hide your dark circles, and you can see if you look at my face before and now, there are no dark circles anywhere, no dark circles to be seen. Everything is covered, and with the method I showed you guys, the technique, you can have this look, it can be covered for up to 24 hours. I mean, if you are not sweating or yeah, something like that. Then if you're not under the rain or sweating or anything, your under eye, like you see here, is going to look impeccable for 24 hours. So that is pretty much what I wanted to show you guys today. And so I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you guys so much for everyone that joined. I appreciate if you left a comment. I appreciate. Like the video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.